Magazine publisher and entrepreneur Judith Mancini is sharing captivating conversations with experts in their field about the latest trend in our ever-changing world to help you become healthy, wealthy, and wise. Judith Mancini Today will spark your interest and inspire you to lead your best life ever. And now, here's Judith.
Judith Mancini Today is sponsored by Basic Brands, Inc., providing the highest quality specialty products in the natural food industry. Visit in the natural food industry and click on basicbrandsinc.com and enter JMT15 for your 15% discount on your first order, including their best-selling vitamin E ointment, which helps restore moisture and elasticity to your skin. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today on the Talk 4 TV show live, Judith Mancini Today. I have a very special guest today. Her name is Charlotte Petit Noble, and I hope I pronounced your French last name correctly, unless it's petite because you're kind of tiny and so beautiful. So what she is an intuitive business growth strategist who specializes in online marketing. And she is here to tell us about her SHIFT program, SHIFT, and what you can do to become highly successful in your field and your life. Welcome, Charlotte.
Hi. Oh my God. Well, I'm so happy to be with you, Judith. Thank you so much for having me. I am pumped and oh my God, I have so many things to share with the audience. I cannot thank you.
Well, you're a very special lady, and I'm very happy to have you. Let's start with you being an immigrant to the United States from France. Probably some of you can recognize her beautiful French accent, and where you grew up and how you came to the United States, and what is your background, how you got into the business, your family. Let's start right there, because people are fascinated with people coming to the United States with our immigration and the chance to live the perfect life. The American dream.
Yes. Oh my God. It's been 11 years now that I'm in the United States. Can you believe it? And yes, I have a very strong accent. So if at any time you cannot understand me, you just tell me to repeat, and I will repeat and over and over.
Thank you.
So I was born and raised in the French Riviera, so southern of France. And I had a pretty awesome childhood. Everything was perfect. And I was the perfect, good grades. Everything went very well. Started my career in Paris. I was working in the fashion industry with Marie Claire. Had an amazing experience. Had the dream job for a 20-year-old lady in Paris.
All of you must know what Marie Claire is. It's an outstanding fashion magazine, which I have read for many years. I no longer have time to read these magazines, but that is one of the top. It's right up there with Vogue. So
absolutely. And I was partying with photographers, with models, and I had the perfect life ever and everything. And it's very funny because I have to go back to my sweet 16 when I met my now husband. So I met my husband when I was 16.
16?
Yes. We stayed together for 4 years. We broke up for 4 years. And we came back together when I was in Paris working for that fantastic company. I just met him again. And 9 months after our second kiss, well, is it like the second first kiss? He asked me, right? He asked me, I have that huge opportunity in Los Angeles. He's working in the movie industry. Would you like to come with me? And I was like, hell yes. I don't speak English. Let's do it. I wanted adventure, so I guess I had my adventure at that time. So 11 years ago, here I was in Los Angeles, not speaking a word of English at all, not at all, not able to work as well because I didn't have a work visa.
Wait, he is French also?
Yes.
But he spoke English because of being in the industry?
So he was in the industry and he was working in London. So he spoke at that time a very British English. But he was hired by Disney in Los Angeles. And so we just take our luggage and came to Los Angeles. It was supposed to be for 3 years. And here we go. It's been 11 years and we even made a kid here in the United States. So it's so like life has been like amazing. And you know, like the universe has pushed us towards path that we didn't expect. And that's the beauty of the journey that we've been living together. So back 11 years ago, I wasn't able to speak English. I didn't have a job. I kind of like quit my awesome job in Paris to like being here and have no social life, no one, no job, no English either. So I took 10 months of intensive English classes, and then I started to search for a job, which I didn't find. I wanted to keep going, you know, with the marketing things and being a big corporation in America, but I didn't have a work visa. I was able to stay with my husband and to be his perfect housewife, but I wasn't able to have a work visa. That was the case like 11 years ago. Funny story, when I got my green card, the rules changed and all the people were under the same visa that I was 11 years ago were now able to work. So life is just like, okay, you're joking with me. You just didn't want me to be hired by a big corporation in America. That's fine. So what I did, because I just didn't want to stay here, put like and doing nothing, I built a company in France and I worked internationally with Canada, China, like every part of the world except the United States. So I kept building up my, you know, background in online marketing, social media, business development. I launched several companies as well. And at what point I got bored.
Wait, let's back up.
Yes.
What kind of companies did you launch?
So it was called the Powwow, and it was a French one. And I was helping pretty much like entertainment industry to do their social media, to do their online marketing, to do their email marketing as well. So it was really like in the continuity of what I was doing at Marie Claire, but I was doing it as a freelancer.
I got it. That's great.
Yeah. And so I got my green card finally, and I got bored at the same time. So I was like, let's do something fun. So I became a hairstylist. I know, completely different. But I went back to beauty school and I started to build my clientele. I became an educator. I was like helping people and teaching people how to do hair as well. In the length of only 2 years, I felt like I've experienced the full spectrum of what I could do, like in the beauty industry from my point of view, right? And I got bored again, and I realized that I was more passionate about being online, developing a clientele and putting content out there, helping people like be seen, be heard. So I thought to myself, well, maybe I should like capitalize on that and maximize that, because I have that old background, 15 years of online marketing, social media, newsletter, everything online. So maybe I could do something. And I got pregnant at that time, and I was like, I'm not gonna stay like forever on my feet, like long day to just do hair when I'm like big pregnant.
That
right?
We've all gone through, yes, or most of us.
And I was driving like 3 hours a day to go to the salon. So I needed to find a solution. And I kind of let the universe guide me at that time. And so I launched a blog and a podcast. It was called How Moms Make Money Online. And I was providing a lot of content about how to build a business online. And I had a lot of fun. And everyone was saying, oh my God, what you are telling us, it's so valuable. But still, I wasn't making any money out of that. And I was like, wait a minute. I should be compensated even like a tiny bit for the help that I provide. And so in November 2020, I decided to launch my own very first own coaching program. And it was a massive success. In a month, I enrolled 10 clients, and we went from zero to launching their first ever signature program and them having their first clients ever.
So, excuse me, is that the Peppy Profit Place that you launched then?
It was the pre-Peppy Profit Place. It was just the program that I launched before it becomes the Peppy Profit Place.
Okay.
So it was kind of my beta pilot program where I tried things and then I create the Peppy Profit Place.
Okay, so where did you get your list to start out with and be successful on your pilot program?
Where did I get
the list? Where did you get clients?
it was all social media outreach, and I hate manipulative marketing, online marketing, and very DMing stranger. That's not my type of thing. So I really was focused on sharing value, massive value. And I got to the point that, on social media, the purpose is to be social. And so I met a lot of people by only be social, not sharing my content straight away, because, hey, you're on Facebook, people want to see your face, right? You're on LinkedIn, people want to network. And when you take those tools that you have available for what they are and stop trying to manipulate the algorithm, manipulate the marketing, and do the crazy scammy technique onto people, then the magic happen. And then you have the feedback, and then you have the energy that you put out there that goes back to you. And that's how I enroll all my clients at that time, by showing up, by connecting, and by being authentic to what I was doing.
So most of your clients came from interacting on Facebook and LinkedIn. I think that's a very important takeaway from this interview. Okay.
Absolutely. I utilize social media and even online networking platform to drive awareness, interest, and convert them into clients. Yes.
So a networking group on the internet.
Yes. So,
for example, networking group, or just networking in general on those two platforms?
So you can absolutely networking on LinkedIn, because it's a great platform. And you have to understand that the mission of LinkedIn is really to have you network. You have to consider that platform as a 24/7 huge networking event. And so if you use it as that, then you're going to have so much love back from the platform. So I had LinkedIn, I had Facebook, mostly within a group, right, where I was sharing my content. I was driving people into a specific group. So I know they were qualified before I was sharing my content.
Sure, absolutely. Okay,
and other network would be for example, there is a big network of moms called Hey Mama. It's all on Slack. So it's pretty much like a messenger that runs all day long.
On Slack?
Yes, it's on Slack, and it's called Hey Mama. And I got 5 clients on there.
So before we get into Peppy Profit Place, let's follow this networking in these different social sites for just a bit, because a lot of the clients are in an age group a little higher than new moms or moms all the way up to teenagers, and they've re-entered the workforce, or they've been working part-time or maybe even full-time, and they don't know about these things. For instance, you asked me to contact you on Voxer. You have that on your email, and I have no idea what Voxer is. I'll be quite honest. I don't use all of social media. I'm familiar with the most popular ones that everybody hears about on the news. So what is Slack and what is Voxer?
All right. So first of all, don't freak out. Where you are right now and the tool that you use right now is the tool that you need right now. You don't need to expand. You just need to just lean in and just own it, embrace it. You don't need to do it all, and I don't recommend that you do it all. Now, Slack and Voxer has 2 different purposes. Voxer, it's a talkie-walkie app. So basically, when I want to reach out to someone and be fast, I hit the button and I leave a quick message. Hey, how are you doing? I'm asking you that question. Can you answer me? Thank you. Boom. And then they reply to me. It's really like a talkie-walkie. Slack is more like
it's walkie-talkie in the United States. In France, it's talkie-walkie.
Oh yeah. Okay, walkie-talkie. We're gonna have fun with my French accent. I love it. And Slack. So Slack is more like a big messenger where when you are added to a group, you can see all the thread. And so if there is a message that understands you, you can reply to the person directly and connect with them. And with the Hey Mama network, an online network that I was in, I was also able to see the email address, the phone number, everything of the member of the group. So that was priceless.
And it's more like a membership site, it sounds like.
Exactly.
Yes, great. Okay, so
Exactly.
how did you get into Peppy Profit Place? How did you found that? And let's talk about that business of yours.
Yes. It's when the magic and the fun happen, actually. The Peppy Profit Place, and Peppy stands for Passion, Elevate, Profit, Purpose, and You. That's the acronym of Peppy. And I created because I wanted something more than just marketing inside my coaching. I wanted mindset. I wanted to, really like adding that wisdom part that is so important when you build a business, because mindset is 90% of your success. Yes, you still need to take the action, but if the mindset and if your energy, your vibration is not there, then you're not going to get the set of results that you want. Going back to what I was doing before, I always worked on a very masculine force. I was doing the things. I was on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on everywhere, and it was exhausted. And I can tell you that my baby wasn't happy with me like doing all this thing. My husband wasn't happy with me doing all this thing. My environment at that time was very chaotic, but I didn't listen to it. I didn't listen to it. I was so focused. I need to grow that freaking business. I'm just like going to keep doing the things because that's all I know. Everyone is doing everything. Everyone is like just like going for it. So I thought it was the only way to grow a business. So I went for it. And I had a business coach that was very like masculine energy as well. So I was pushed to do all the thing.
I think that's one of the problems with women entrepreneurs who have maybe been in the corporate life like you were for a while, and like I definitely was for a while, but I always owned my own businesses. But you do tend to get wrapped up in all of this new social media when so many of them are not even helpful for you and don't even have the people that would be interested in your program or what have you. So let's pursue that
Absolutely.
more, what you did to change.
Yeah. And something that I realized is that everybody has a unique blueprint, and you cannot copy or mimic or duplicate a strategy that someone else is using without adjusting it to who you are. If you just like take it and paste it for yourself, it's not going to work the same way. You can see that on social media. You have two very similar posts, and one of them is getting like 200 comments. The other one is getting 2 likes. What's the difference? Well, the person behind the message is not the same. It's not the same energy. It's not the same intention. So you don't get the same results. It's as simple as that. But there is so much noise. Society is making so much noise. And we have all those gurus that are trying to tell you, like, do this or do that and not do this. You don't know. And so you tried everything, and you tried it, but not long enough to have the results. But if you stay on track long enough, then you're exhausted because you're doing everything at the same time. So it's really like stepping into your future self and say, okay, I'm not an entrepreneur anymore. I'm a business owner. Or I'm not a coach anymore. I'm a business owner. And as a business owner, I don't take the same action as an entrepreneur, a freelancer, or a coach.
Very good word. Say that again so people understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. So
And the road to go. This is very important, everybody. Listen to this.
When you start a business, you are an entrepreneur or a freelancer, you start very small, which is amazing. But at one point, if you want to experience an exponential growth, a quantum leap, you need to step into your future self and make the decision that the CEO, the future CEO of your company, the future business owner of your company will make. So you have to step out of being an entrepreneur, being a coach, being a freelancer, and step into being a CEO, step into being a business owner and running a business. If you don't do that jump, if you don't do that leap, then you're going to keep making decisions as a coach, and you're probably going to end up like exhausted by doing all the administrative stuff, all the social media posts, all the serving, the coaching, the everything. But when you step into the business owner or the CEO role that you have to take into to grow, then you understand that there are things that you have to outsource. There are things that you have to invest in. There are certain things that as a business owner, you cannot waste your time anymore doing.
I think that's one thing that women entrepreneurs particularly forget, because there's a lot of the coaches out there that say anybody can start a coaching business on a dime and a laptop or a telephone or an iPhone. And you can't. You have to do what you're saying. You need to be a CEO, and you need to understand you need to spend some money. Nothing in life is free, monetarily or emotionally. So you need to do that. That's the second really valuable thing you've said. You need to really put some money into your program also.
And it's also understanding and applying universal law. For example, the law of attraction. If you expect someone to invest in you, but you don't invest in yourself, how could that work, right? It's really like you attract what you put out there. If you want to get referral, then refer people, right?
That's
So
right.
it's as simple as that. And there is another law that I love playing with, is the law of compensation. You will always be compensated by the value that you put out there. And the key to that is to always give more value than the cash you collect. When you understand that, embrace that, then the magic happen and the quantum start to move you forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very important.
And so I was doing all the things. I was still being the coach. I was still being the freelancer not long ago, right? And my body crashed. One morning I woke up and I had hives all over my body. I couldn't move anymore. I couldn't focus. It was horrible. Couldn't touch my own like skin. It was like terrible. And I knew it wasn't food allergy. I knew it right away. I knew it was stress. I knew like I didn't listen to my baby crying, to my husband not being here and everything. I didn't listen to my environment. So now my body was taking over, saying like, hey, this is hive today, but tomorrow it might be something else, right?
It could be a heart attack. It could be mental illness, anything.
Exactly.
Stress, yes.
And so I made the smart decision to listen. And I stopped. I closed my laptop and I started to meditate more. I started to up-level my diet. I started to walk barefoot on the grass. I started to be present with my kids. I started to read more. And instead of having hives for 8 months, in 5 days, the hives disappeared. So your body is an incredible partner in crime when it comes to what should I do next. It's telling you everything.
Well, yes, you need to listen to your body. That's an important thing to remember also when you're doing business. You need to take time for yourself and self-love. There's nothing wrong with self-love. Self-love keeps you going to help other people.
And you cannot run a marathon on an empty stomach.
No,
that's not possible.
Right.
So that's the same thing. Your business is your marathon. Your business, if you want something sustainable and successful, no matter what that means for you, you need to like take care of the main assets of your business, right? So that you don't stay the assets of your business, but your business become the assets of your life. And then you can enjoy and have your business support your life and not the other way around. So 5 days later, no more hives. And I was still just lightly documenting my journey on social media, but very lightly because I didn't want to put like too much time on it. I decided to open the laptop back and I still had a lot of requests. People like wanted to like learn more about my journey, wanted to like work with me. And I was like, wait a minute, I worked less and I attracted more. Something's going on here that I need to like dive deeper and understand.
Interesting. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so that's when the whole concept of the Peppy Profit Place took a whole different level of service for my community, because now not only I have the very masculine force, the action, the marketing strategy, all the things that are necessary for your business to grow, but now I have the feminine flow as well, and cultivating that feminine flow, taking care of myself, nourishing my soul, my mind, my body, to activate the right action and take the aligned and inspiration and inspired action. So basically it's super simple what I understood at that point, and what the whole program and the whole shift is all about is like your thoughts create your feelings, And the combination of both makes you take action. If you have low vibe feelings, then you react. You angry, you react. Unless you change your thought to change your feeling, and then you take inspired action. The action will always be aligned with your thought and the way you feel. So if you don't change your thought and the way you feel before you react, if you are on the low vibe feelings, then the result that you're going to get are going to be very poor and low vibration.
Absolutely.
So change your thought, change your feelings, and then the set of results is going to be completely different.
I think that's a very good thing to remember, because you are what you think. And if you're not happy and joyful, you need to be thinking something different. Now,
Yes.
there are times in your life when you have tragedies and all that just make you very sad and not feeling well and a little depressed, a little lethargic. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about everyday life and business. And that's what you need to understand. You need to have those positive thoughts that Charlotte is talking about.
And I'm not saying that you will always have those thoughts, but knowing that you have the power and the control to change your thoughts. I'm a very positive person, but I do have negative thoughts sometimes. But I make a point of working my thought out so that I don't react to low vibe feelings that I may experience. Low vibe feelings are great to experience because they gave you the opportunity to know what you don't want. And so the vision becomes clearer and clearer when you know what you don't want. So they are necessary, but you don't need to act on those feelings. You don't need to react on those feelings. You have the power. You can absolutely control the emotional channel you want to tune into.
Yes, absolutely.
And there is another thing that I want to add that I feel very enlightening and important to know. When you have a dream and that dream's coming through you and you choosing to go after that dream, you have to understand that you're entering as well a co-creation agreement with life force, with the energy field, with the universe, with God, no matter how you called it. And so in that agreement, there are certain things that you can control, but certain things you cannot control. And you don't want to go into the things you cannot control, because then you're going to upset the universe and the universe is not going to deliver the results. So you really want to focus on the things you can control today. I cannot control that I'm going to have like 5 more clients, but I can control the way I show up to activate those results. So I will control how I show up. I will control who I connect with. I will control the content that I put out there, because that I can. But for the rest, I will detach myself. It doesn't matter. I will let the universe, life force, energy field does their job so that I can just like enjoy the present moment and enjoy what I'm doing right now.
Absolutely brilliant thoughts. Great. So let's talk about shift exactly. Tell everybody what each letter stands for and how you apply them, because we don't want to run out of time before talking about that. So.
Oh my God, no. So the fantastic thing that I'm linking in as a CEO is I'm bringing a business partner with me. And we've been working on shift for the past few weeks, probably few months. And it's pretty much the concept of getting your shift together or turning your into shift. So it's all about that. So everything that we do inside is really.
Now, did everybody catch that? It's not your SH blank T, it's your SHIFT.
And oh my God, that F letter is everything. Can literally turn your into shift.
That's right.
And that's what we're all about. So pretty much it's an acronym, and the S is for stand up and stand out. You have to discover who you are, and you have to stand up for your dream, for your vision, for everything. And by owning that, then you start to stand out in a crowd of a lot of people. So that is the S. The H stands for honoring and owning your skin to step into the process. You always have to keep learning and keep like trusting the process and being like so embracing who you are, but still keep learning and exploding and honing your skills, right? The I comes from innovate and implement with flow. And that's the perfect way of saying that you need to cultivate your feminine flow instead to activate your masculine energy. You cultivate your feminine flow, so your inner power, your inner things, to activate the outer world, to activate the action, the aligned action, the marketing, the strategy, the everything.
Go ahead. Let's finish that, and then I have some questions for you.
The F stands for forget everything that hasn't worked before. F, society expectations, so that you can free yourself and actually do the innovation inside your business and focus on what is possible. And honestly, everything is possible. Everything is possible. By the time you think of it, it's possible. Even if it's something crazy, such as walking on March, the planet March, or whatever. As soon as you think of it, it's possible. And the T stands for trust in your power and the support of the universe. So that's the shift concept. And so inside the program, we take you like through 9 steps, even more, to really like have you build that, exceptional messaging, knowing exactly what you're doing and who you serve, and also trusting your power, really like elevating your mindset. It's really like kind of a one-stop shop for entrepreneur and business owner to fast track their growth by implementing effective intentional strategy, shifting mindsets, and staying aligned and on track with their own vision, not the neighbor's vision, their own vision and their own goals, because that's all that matters.
And that's what makes you successful, by staying focused on these little ideas that she has in there. Now, going back to the I,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel that men and women actually work, well, obviously you do, work differently? Are women more emotional and put more of their emotions and caring and their sense of taking care of people, like mothers? We all seem to have this, we need to take care of everyone, compassion.
I think there's definitely a big difference. And I think the fears that women and men, and even more, I would say mother, have inside them are very different from men. And it needs to be put into consideration. You need to understand that, but it's very unique for everybody. And I cannot say that a man wouldn't be like as emotional and sensitive as a woman, because there is exception for everything.
Sure.
But I do believe that there is like, we have to free ourselves for what society is expecting from us as men and as women. We expect that men has no emotion. They still have emotion. And probably if they allow more emotion inside their life, there will be more flow, because you still need to nourish your mind, body, and soul in order to deliver your highest level of service. And as women, we are so concerned about being present for our kids. And I was discussing that topic with a client yesterday, and she was expressing to me like, I have that fear of making money, because if I make money, I'm going to spend all my time growing my business and I won't be present for my child, and maybe my husband will divorce me because I won't be there. And there is before you get to that point, you have triggers, but you have to be aware and willing to listen to those triggers. So it's really I think comes back to knowing yourself so deeply, and knowing yourself and quieting the noise, so that you can hear what's inside and the inner guidance, so that you can navigate your life. And your life absolutely won't be the same that your husband's life, your kids' life, and you would even not living the same reality as them, even though you are in the same house.
I think the thought of women working now, the whole attitude has changed, because back in the 60s and even some of the 70s, the idea of a good woman was she had a part-time job. She only worked when the kids were in school, and women had a hard time struggling. And then it became the late 70s, the 80s and all, where corporate women started to break the glass ceiling and move up in corporate worlds. But many of them weren't even married or had children, which it's a tough thing to balance. I owned a publishing company when I had my kids, and I was able, because I was the owner, I was able to schedule myself so that I could be at school events and at home when they were home. And so it does make a difference. And it's very helpful if you're an entrepreneur and a coach, or something like a coach, something that lets you have a little more freedom so that you can free your mind to work on what you're doing. And I think we've made great strides as women, and you can see what's happening in all the different companies that are blossoming and all.
Absolutely. And I believe that everything that you have in mind and your vision, everything on it is possible. If you aim to have that part-time job or to be super flexible so you can still be present for your kids, you can do that. And today more than ever, with the internet, with all the tools that you have available for you, that's completely possible. And I will even say something like completely out of the box here. If you don't like social media, you can, and you don't want to spend time on the internet, you can still be freaking successful with all the other tools that you have. I don't think that regular marketing is dead. I don't think that at all. It's just like, what do you believe is going to work? If you truly believe that it's going to work, that there is no way it's not going to work.
I think one of the biggest things that has emerged in the 80s, it started to be very big, is women networking group. I know we met through eWomen in Calabasas. And so that was very helpful because we made a great connection with each other. And I think it is possible for somebody who is not, maybe an older woman who is not tech savvy, and I will be the first to admit I'm not totally technologically astute, but I think it is possible to do something and go to some of these networking groups and put your business idea out there, because women want to help women. More so than men, I think, want to help men. Men are very competitive. Women are competitive also, but they can see the advantage of helping other women with their businesses. Because as you say, what you put out there comes back to you. And that's very important.
And you know what's interesting is, like, when you live in that abundance mindset, then there is, you understand that there is room for everyone, and there will still have resources for everyone. And so you don't feel scarce anymore. There is no lack anymore. And when you see the success of someone, it's a clue that it's coming to you. It's just to give you the evidence that what you're doing and what you want to achieve, it's possible. So again, it's just like the shift of how you see things around you, so that it doesn't drain your energy, but it uplifts you, so that you can take those inspired action that will allow you to reach out success the way you want success to be.
I think that's an interesting concept, that more of these networking groups should espouse and make them their rules. And e-network is one of them that does that. One of them is we lift each other up. Let me ask you, don't you think that when you are occupied with doing something, whether you're doing it to be compensated highly or just a little, that you're compensated because you feel better about yourself and you actually enjoy being with your children more and your husband more when you have something that you look forward to do? I think that's a big part of being a success in business.
Absolutely. It's a huge part. And that's why the balance comes into place. You like my passion, and it's very funny because in my household we don't talk about work. So my husband doesn't know what I do. Well, he knows, but it's not like it doesn't.
Sure, you don't
We don't
discuss
talk about it.
everything.
Yes,
Right.
and I don't
Yes.
discuss what he does. And so where we are on the dinner table, we have something else to talk about. When I was Oscar, I put that crazy things like down. Oscar is my son. And that's so important because we are and I choose when I receive my notification as well. I can control that. And I think like by letting the job that we have, the work that we do, even the passion that we have, taking over part of our power, we're making a huge mistakes because we have still the power to decide a few things. And there are so many things that we cannot control. So why don't we control what we can control?
That's right.
And it's really like compartmentalizing the things that you do for work, you do for your family, and just having that sweet fine line to just enjoy each part of it. Because if you work too much, at one point you're going to burn out. If you're too much with your kids, at one point they're going to get sick of you. So it's just like same
Especially
with the
when they become
husband.
teenagers. Yes.
And same with the husband. If you're always with him, it's going to be sick of you and you're going to be sick of him. So it's just like finding that fine line. And sometimes it always changes, it always evolves. And sometimes you will need to spend more time with your kids. And sometimes you will need to spend more time on your business, another time with your husband. And you just have to embrace that's the very basic law
And
of
don't forget, you need to spend time for yourself.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
we're almost out of time. So what I'd like you to do, Charlotte, and this has been a delightful, informative interview, I would like you to give one takeaway that you want them to remember most, and then tell them where they can find you.
Yes. The one takeaway that I want the audience to just like take with them is forget everything that you've learned until now. Free yourself from others and society expectation and just try new things, innovate, but don't give a F to the things you don't want to give a F, basically. You can find me. I think my website is like going up and down, like down
Yes,
there. But you
yes.
can find me on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn. I share a lot of content, and a special gift for you guys. I have a free intuitive business growth guide and book. So for those of you who are interested to run their business differently, again, the link is below. You can get it. It's completely free.
That is very generous and gracious of you. And I thank you so much for being my guest today on Judith Mancini Today. And I look forward to seeing you again soon because, as I say, I just like to plug in women once in a while. It is a great, wonderful organization, and I'm grateful that they connected us. So thank you so much, Charlotte, and I will see you soon.
Thank you so much.
And next week, everyone, we are having somebody on from eWomen, actually. She's a managing director, and she is also an entrepreneur in direct sales and a highly successful participant in the direct sales business. So we're looking forward to that. I want you also to know, in case you can't be sitting in front of your laptop or on your phone to watch us, we do have an app to take with you on your iPhone, and maybe you've already been on that if you're obviously walking with your phone, but it's a free app. Just go to the App Store and look for Talk4 Media, or K4HD, I'm sorry. So you can take that with you. And don't forget, you can go to the website to see what's coming up next week. The website is judithmancini.com. We're still working on it, but it is active, so you can get on there and see what's going on. And with that, I'm going to leave you with these words. It was a delight to have you with us today. But remember, cherish yesterday, dream tomorrow, and live today. Thank you.